Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We try to do that as often as we can, and we try to do that multiple times per week. We get over 900 of these available for your listening pleasure, and we continue to add. If you're looking for mistakes to avoid making, this is the audio for you. If you're looking for ways to kind of break habits that aren't necessarily productive for you, also I offer life, relationship, business, and habit coaching around those areas. So would love to be of assistance to you. Please feel free to reach out at PO Perception or that's on Twitter or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either way, we'll get you where you need to be. So mistakes to avoid making. The first is taking people for granted. We all do it. Situations, people, jobs, whatever. We take things for granted when we aren't thinking about the impact that things have on our lives. And so having a regular spiritual practice of reflection is super valuable because it allows us to not get as ungrateful or forgetful as we would be if we had that regular practice. So the next thing is not dreaming. So whether dreams are small, like going to a restaurant you want to try, and it's like, hey, I really wish I dream I can just get there, have the time to get there, have that extra time. The next is, kind of, or larger dreams like I want to climb a mountain or I want to sing karaoke in front of 10,000 people or whatever it is. Dare to dream because dreams are what keeps us motivated on a heart level. Next is creating relationships that don't include codependency. Codependency is one of the most dangerous things in the world. Interdependency is extremely helpful and necessary for human cohabitation. That is, I depend on you to do things I'm not good at. You depend on me to do things you're not good at. We coexist and we're independent people, but we come together when it's been mutually beneficial. That is the way relationships are designed, but so few people actually live that way, and that's why relationships can often be difficult. Next is avoid wasting time. We all don't know how much time we have on the planet. What we do know is that we have a finite amount of it, whether it be a day, a month, a year, 10 years, or 100 years in total. We don't know. What we do know is that losing it and not taking advantage of every moment to the best of our ability is something we will regret on our deathbed given the opportunity. The next is rushing relationships, and this could be friendships, romantic relationships, business relationships. Obviously, you want to keep something moving at a reasonable pace. Obviously, you want things to be moving forward in a forward motion direction because it's healthy for things to keep in motion. However, when we are looking at a relationship as a definition of our self-identity, or we're looking at a relationship as the definition of who we are as a person, there's issues that ultimately come, you know, kind of keep things going that way. But it's kind of there. Um, so that's kind of one of the things, kind of going forward. But anyway, would love to connect with you in a deeper way that way. So, um, things can kind of balance out that way, and kind of look in an advanced manner, um, coming forward that way. So anyhow, um, the next is kind of looking at not letting your health get out of control on a nature of necessarily maybe being out of balance with responsibilities that are in front of you or whatever that looks like. So sometimes it can be helpful to balance things out in a more meaningful manner and make sure that our physical health remains in line with our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Sometimes people don't do this because they fear the medical profession. There are natural ways to deal with many remedies, although getting a medical opinion is also necessary in many cases. So finding a way to balance all of that out is important, but don't ignore your physical health because you'll only have one body, and so making time to take care of that body is important. Eliminate debt as often as you can. Avoid financial debt because the stress of the debt will create a negative health issue, and it also takes away a certain level of personal accountability and freedom from a financial perspective. I'm dealing with a lot of medical debt and other challenges now, having almost passed away in 2018, and I will tell you, it's no fun. Once I'm debt free, I'm done with that mess for sure. Next being inner hate, self hate. Deal with that. You know, you are a beautiful person. You're one of a kind. You're never going to be perfect, and you're not meant to be perfect. You're perfect just as you are. You always have been. You always will be. But the idea of perfection is goofy anyway, because no one can ever attain it because it's different for every person. The next kind of thing to look at is forgetting the moment, and so um, ultimately that's there in a meaningful way. Um, uh, in any event, you know, that's kind of something to look at. And that is make every moment count and matter. So hopefully that's helpful. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.